shout out to my dad, who is still not healthy enough to join us. But Dad, you will recover and you will be back here in the future. I also have to say hello to a wonderful person who is taking care of my dad. Her name is Frida. So how you doing, Miss Frida? And also Margie. And I want to say hello to Denise, who also is taking care of my dad, and all the ladies and workers over at Shenley Gardens. I want to say hello to all of you, and keep taking care of Dad, because he needs to be back on the set, but also because he's Dad and we love him. Now, with that, that was the easy part. Now comes the hard part. We are going to talk about frightening facts that are reality. And then we're going to talk about ghosts. Maybe reality, may not be. We don't know. We're going to think about that. But here we go. Now, I'm going to have to get my paper, so you might see my comb over. I'm sorry about that. It's the truth. I got to see where we're going to start. Okay, here we go. Now, Lenell, as you know, in the past, I've spoken about this FISA law, which is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, 2008 amendments, which it was originally the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978. And I've been kind of harping on that, and I'm sure a lot of people think, boy, he's kind of stuck in the past there. You know, this thing was passed in July and signed into law by President Bush on July the 10th, 2008. That's a couple of months ago. Why am I still harping on that? Well, it all comes down to this. FISA took away Lenell's privacy, took away Nancy Way's privacy. She's sitting off camera in the audience. FISA took away every person in America's rights to privacy. Took away part of the First Amendment and part of the Fourth. Now, we were hoping to have a member of the ACLU here. For whatever reason, they did not get to come. I don't know what the reason behind that is. I do know that FISA is a very frightening reality. Now, I'm going to throw down a little bit of what FISA does. According to what I have read, which if you go to www.govtracks.us, you can actually look up FISA or HR 6304, and you can look at the provisions in it. Some of the provisions include, you're not going to believe this, of course, but it's the truth. The government can now do wiretapping on you without any warrant whatsoever. And I'm going to tell America, Pittsburghers, hello everybody in Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania and America. Let me tell you what FISA does. One of the things it does is it allows your landline telecommunication phone company to listen in on any conversation. It allows the government to listen in on any of your conversations. It also allows the government to access all of your electronic email communications, internet, like instant messages. It can track where you go on the websites, and it can essentially track you in every manner possible. And this is the most important fact about FISA. There are more, and honestly, in the future, I will try to have a lot more research and give you specific line items that this does to you. But suffice to say, most Americans who hear about FISA, for the most part, you're not alerted and you're not afraid, because you say to yourself, I'm a law-abiding citizen. What do I have to worry about? Or you may say, it says the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, and they're going to only use that to check on terrorists. Well, that's what our Congress, which includes Democrats and Republicans, that's what they want the perception of America to be. But the provisions in FISA actually allow the government to spy on all 300 million of us. That's right, you get to be spied on. You didn't do any crime, but you might still do the time. So I have a problem with that. But you know what, America? If you call up Congress, you could tell them you want to see the FISA law repealed or revisited so that these provisions aren't in there. By the way, the telecommunications companies, like, the phone companies who participated in the illegal wiretapping, well, our Congress decided they should be immune from criminal and civil prosecution or lawsuits. So even though they committed a crime, they will not do the time. So I'm going to shut my teeth on this subject because we got a million other subjects. Well, not that much, but it seemed like it. I'm going to shut my teeth on this, or should I say, that sounds unprofessional. I'm going to stop talking about FISA at this point, and I'm going to ask Mr. Jones his thoughts on a bill and a law that would allow all of his communications to be surveyed, surveillance on them. So, Mr. Jones, your thoughts on FISA?
Well, Al, I must say that I have to agree with you on this particular issue to a high regard, because I don't believe that we all worked hard. The ones that do work hard have to be subject to be spied on at any given time. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think that the American people put people in decisionary positions to turn that decision back on us, because it occurs to me that government, the federal government, is supposed to be working for us, not working on us. And that's what it seems like this law, like you said, with the description of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, this sounds like to me that it has nothing to do with anything foreign at all. This seems like this is going to be happening right here at home, right in your home, and right in your ear, on your computer, and it's right here at home.
And it's happening right now.
And it's happening right now.
Right now.
So
as we speak.
I have to, agree with you on that. I'm not thrilled about that. I don't think that the American people should be allowing something like this to go on. I believe this law should be repealed because there's a lot of people out there that deserve to have privacy in their lives, to conduct their lives and live like free Americans, like we're supposed to be, Al.
Well, I'm going to have to throw something down before we leave FISA. Let me throw this down. A federal agency, it may have been the FBI, I can't be certain, but there was a recent news report. Okay, we'll get to that call in 1 second. There was a recent news report that the federal government admitted to listening to phone calls.
No, they admitted
one out of every 4 phone calls is listened to.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're listening to people talk about what they had for dinner.
Right.
They also admitted that when they were trying to get the mafia, the Italian mob, they were trying to catch them on some things. So they actually admitted, the government admitted this, ladies and gentlemen, America. They admitted that they can listen to your conversations from your cell phone. They can listen to your conversations. Now, this is the best, scariest part of all. They can even listen to your personal conversations, even if you have your cell phone shut off.